Hi guys, it's Keith Arkenberg Farms. It's Saturday, market's over, deliveries are out. So now it's time to just dink around the farm and take care of stuff that needs to be getting done. So just come around the farm with me. First thing is get the cone spreader off the back of the tractor. I'm done throwing seed for now and go try out the new brush hog I just picked up the other day. Alright, got my new new to me John Deere brush hog on there. John Deere model 54. It took quite a bit of persuasion because it hadn't been used in probably 10 or 15 years. A lot of beating to get the PTO shaft to come apart. More beating to get it on the back of the tractor. Had to flip it over and sharpen the blades. But yeah, let's go brush hog something. And just a note for all you tractor aficionados out there, I know that's not a brush hog. That's just what we call it here in Kansas. It's actually a rotary mower, but here we go. Alright, got done what I need to get done. Knocked all the trees out of there except for that one and that one back there. They're a little bit too big. But on to the next task. Now while I was out mowing, I found these guys. Get a real close look here. These are praying mantis eggs. There's 1,000 or so in each of them. So what I'm going to do is hook them onto a stick and go put them out in the field, out in the crop area, so when they hatch they'll come out right on my produce and eat a bunch of harmful insects. So I took a piece of my number 9 wire I build hoops out of, zip tied the stick on there with the praying mantis egg, and now I'm going to go out in my field block, go towards center somewhere it's planted out like where I'm in right now, and then I'm just going to stick it in the ground. Take the other one, go down to the bottom of the field, all the way down there, do the same thing. There we go. Now when they're ready to hatch, they'll actually come out of the sack right there. It will actually like spread out, kind of like open up, and they'll come out. There should be a couple hundred to maybe 1,000 in each one of these sacks. But now, come around behind me, and on this tunnel back behind me, I took the plastic off earlier because it got windy. It was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Now I got the rope off earlier, but now it's time to take the top off, take all the hoops down. I'll put a time lapse on it. Now that I got that down, if you want to see how I actually built it, click up here, or maybe it's here. I'll try to add the link up top. Look under Quick Caterpillar Tunnel, and you'll see how I put that together. I'm going to use the lumber I took off the ridge board going across and start building a trellising system for the greenhouse, because tomatoes will be going in here in about another 2 weeks, I believe. Now the idea here is I'm going to plant tomatoes inside of this row in these 2 lines right here and here, going back across, and then I'm going to trellis them on wire. I'm going to run across the bows all the way across, and then go all the way back to the end wall, and I'm going to put a board going across the end wall that'll give me something to tie off on. I'll do the same thing back on the other side here behind me and see how that works. I'm going to start by putting up It's got a 2x4. I'm just going to start by using wood screws and anchor it across, even with this other bow over here. And then after that, I'll get some timber locks later to really lock it in, and that way I won't have to worry about it pulling that board off later. But yeah, we'll see how it works. Now here's a little trick I learned years ago for working by yourself and trying to hold up a board to span over an area where you can't hold the other end. Get yourself a couple clamps, clamp them to the board you're going to put them on, and you can put the board right on top, and then just line your board up with it. That way it'll hold both your ends for you. It'll be sitting there and there, so I can screw off without having to hold each individual point. Now I have the boards up on both ends. Get over the top so you can actually see it. Top's in line with all my posts. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to wrap around and come back over this way twice, and then I'll tie the wire off here and run it across. And when I hit each of my purlins, I'm going to wrap over once, maybe twice, and then go down the next one and do the same thing. That way each section will be supported by the purlins in between and not across the full span, pulling on this outer end wall. Here we go. Well, got the first line set up there, stringing across from purlin to purlin. Really hard seed, but sun's going down, so I'm gonna have to call it a day and go eat supper. So I hope you all like what you saw here today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day.